Hey everybody, it's another episode of the Toradora Discord Servers podcast. Your hosts today are Dark Trennow and CP Man V2.
Yes, it's me. Oh my god.
Oof.
Joining us for some hopefully great discussions are Carco11. You may remember
Hello.
him from JoJo Serverland, and Shin.
Hi, how's it going, everyone? Miss me?
One, yeah, he's our awesome moderator in the server, one of three, and he's even awesomer though because he didn't say wishes desu, and he also pins the posts on Reddit. So today, guys, I was thinking we had have some nice roundtable discussions here, and bring up a wide variety of topics. After all, we're not talking to everyone here has been on at least one podcast episode already, so we already know who you are.
I actually
First
am
thing.
not particularly familiar with who I am. Can we get a recap?
CP man, what was the rundown of like episode 4, like the summary?
Uh, uh, Last time on the Toradora Discord server podcast, Shin revealed who he was. It was incredible, and Dark Shadow talked about it in the description of episode 4 of the Toradora Discord server podcast.
Oh, thank God, now I remember.
Perfect. So the first thing I thought we would do would be talk about underrated anime.
I thought you were going to say that we have a tally going on, but then I remembered everyone's been here before.
Yeah.
Can I add another vote for Taiga?
No, actually, everyone here is voting for Minori, or I will ban them from everything I'm in charge of.
Do it.
Oh, no.
Fight me,
As long
IRL.
as no one advocates for that character, we're fine.
Oh, we're fine. Don't worry.
It was
Yeah,
ominous.
nobody here is crazy.
Yeah, that was pretty ominous of him to say.
Right now, a grape is seething listening to this.
Look, like I said, we all make mistakes, man. Some people just like that character to help remind themselves that they're human, that they make mistakes sometimes. And that's completely admirable.
I will say, I'll give Ami one thing. If it weren't for shitty Ami fans, I never would have discovered Toradora, so she's done some good at the very least.
Oh, there you go.
Oh.
Positive experiences and everything.
Exactly.
It's
But
kind
yeah.
of like you get hit by a bus and you go to the hospital, but you end up getting trying some new food you really like because it's the only thing the hospital's serving that day. It's kind of like, yeah, I only had to get hit by a bus to enjoy something I mildly enjoy.
I thought you were going to bring up something like a lawsuit. I was be like, yeah, and then you started talking about food in the
No
hospital.
idea
I was
where
like,
that
oh.
was going.
Unfortunately, the bus drivers union doesn't allow lawsuits.
It's just
by,
such an
misplaced
anticlimactic ending.
pedestrians.
Like, get hit by a bus and then you discover something you kind of like. Like, no marrying a nurse, no, like, winning millions of dollars, or, like, anything. Just finding
let's not
food.
get ahead of ourselves.
You
We
didn't,
probably have to
even,
get.
you didn't even get to die and find out that anime's real. Nothing happened. Terrible.
Anyway.
Oh, what, was that too morbid? Oh, sorry, everybody. God,
Okay, so I have this joke about anime and reality. Do y'all want to hear it?
I'm ready. I'm prepared.
Is it just anime fans?
No.
Okay.
So God is supposed to be perfect, right? And everything he does is supposed to be perfect.
Okay.
But the universe is in 3 dimensions, and I'm a bit thrown off considering the perfection of anime is in 2. So I'm getting a little skeptical here, guys.
Get me off this
Oh.
podcast.
Oh, boy.
You guys want to hear a really good Star Wars one?
Oh,
Sure,
hush,
shoot.
Why not?
Why is Yoda such a good gardener?
Why?
Because he has a green thumb.
All right. So, underrated anime, you guys. Shit,
Yeah.
I want to know, because you were thinking about this for a while.
I was.
What's something that you want to bring up as being an underrated anime?
Alright, I got 2. And I had to think about it a lot, because I had like 6. But now I got 2. And they're both underrated, and they're both great. So I'm going to go in
Okay.
alphabetical order here. Because, logic and shit. So the first one is this wonderful little show that came out fairly recently, like probably about a year ago, maybe a little bit less, called Alice to Zoroku. I might be mispronouncing it, but whatever. And it's cool. It's about this little girl who coincidentally is named Alice, and she escapes from this secret government facility and meets this old dude and his family, and they adopt her, and she ends up being this almost magical I don't want to quite say apocalyptic, but really big reality bending kind of girl, and it's a really trippy thing. She ends up being not quite like Lewis Carroll's Alice, but definitely influenced upon by similar things, and it's a really cool show. And despite how recent it is, I'm surprised it really seemed to go under a lot of people's radars. After it released, I just heard nothing about it online or really anything at all. So it's fun, so everyone should check it out.
That was done by JC Staff, wasn't it?
I believe it was, yes.
There you go. JC Staff, everybody.
It also has a pretty good dub, which I know most people don't like, but for people that do like dubs, it's fantastic. And dubs are great, so watch it. That's my little spiel. Should I do the second one now, or are we going to go around in a circle?
I'll let you get your second one, then we'll proceed around it has been established that the table is actually not round but octagonal.
Oh.
Wow, way to ruin my...
The immersion's crushed.
Yeah, honestly, basically, the whole podcast is over. Might as well start from the beginning.
I'm upset with CP, man, because he was here when we decided that.
Well, look, okay, it was your idea to tell everybody, so, I was leaving it to you. Ugh. Never mind. Don't ostracize me. I want to hear what Shin has to say.
Look, I already messed up the delivery of the actually funny joke, and now it sounds as bad as the second one. And now I'm getting roasted for a table shape of all things.
You made a bit of a fool out of yourself here, Dark. You should probably be embarrassed. That's just my take on it.
We're scrubbing this recording. We're trying again, and you're all laughing at the jokes.
But just remember,
or else.
You can't scrub our memories. But no, anyways... Back on topic, before someone had to be a bit of a jackass.
Got him.
Banned.
Wow, okay. Interrupt me again. That's a little hurtful. A little offended. But, no, the second show that is usually ignored, at least in my experience, is also fairly recent, I think. I'm not sure. I didn't watch it till after it aired. But it's called Children of the Whale. And this one, I didn't think I was going to like it first, because the first, episode or two is really slow and just very clearly not the most high-budget anime. But it has this tonal shift after that second episode that's just amazing, honestly. It, really drew me in and, honestly shocked me. So, it's a lot of, I don't want to call it fun, because it's really kind of fucked up, really dark anime. But it's definitely good. It'll really get you and grab you. It's not afraid to basically mess with your heart in a way. It'll get you attached to these characters and then do some pretty fucked up things with them. But nothing that really crosses the line. Just they live in an apocalyptic kind of world, and it makes sure you understand and don't forget that it is post-apocalyptic. Yeah.
That also has a dub, doesn't it? I'm sorry to interrupt you, Dark. I just.
Go ahead.
I remember hearing that this also has a dub, I believe, done by Funimation. I think.
No, so Alice to Zoroku's is done by Funimation. This one's dub is actually funded by Netflix. Personally, I wasn't crazy about the dub for it. I switched over to the sub pretty quickly with it. Mm-hmm. But it does, in fact, have both a sub and a dub. Yeah, Netflix funded it.
I think I'm starting to think that only I was just thinking that because I've heard Funimation voice actors talk about before. I just think there was some voice actors from that company.
I'm sure there's. Oh yeah, I'm sure there's crossover. I mean, there's so few big anime actors in English that I'm sure there's a lot of crossover between the.
There's
companies.
a lot of guys in L.A., but then Funimation kind of has a monopoly on the business at this point. So, and that's another one that was done by JC Staff, isn't that right?
This one I'm actually not completely sure of. Let me look at real quick because I have its mail page up here. Yes, this one was done by JC Staff.
Well, there you go. Look, they made Toradora, and then they're making all these underrated anime that Shin has to talk about. Isn't that incredible?
Did you know apparently they're also going to be the ones doing One Punch Man Season 2?
Yes. Yes, they are.
Surprised the hell out of me.
I mean, Madhouse kicked some ass with it, so I'm very interested to see. Interested to see what JC Staff might do.
Big shoes to fill, honestly. I'm surprised Madhouse let the rights for that slip through their fingers like that.
That's wild.
Isn't Season 2 of that supposed to release sometime this year?
I believe it's in the fall season. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's like October or something.
Let's go.
But anyway, Dark, I'm sorry to have interrupted you earlier. What were you gonna say?
Oh, it's okay. I was just gonna ask basically for all of these, I say what platform can you watch these on? But y'all answered it. Funimation for Alice, and then the second one, whose name I think it's blanking on, is on Netflix.
Yes, although with Alice, because it's on Funimation, you can also view it on Crunchyroll because they have that partnership where each one.
And Verve.
Oh yeah.
You can see it on Verve as well.
Isn't
I'm pretty sure.
Verve just Crunchyroll and Funimation like fused, or am I misunderstanding
yes,
that?
Pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah,
And they have their own
like TV.
stuff.
I
They have their own like cartoons.
I need to look into Verve, honestly, because I don't pay for Funimation anymore, but for the longest time I was paying for both that and Crunchyroll. And I think Verve
I know a lot of people that do that.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense to do that when you could just do like the $10 Crunchyroll, which just gets you also Verve. So
yeah,
it's like
exactly.
you might as well just do that.
What about you, Karko? What's your underrated anime?
I have been thinking very hard about that for the last 10 minutes and changed my mind a couple times. But I'm gonna go with 2 as well. The first one I want to bring up is Arakawa Under the Bridge.
I've heard of that.
Yeah, it's a slightly older anime. It came out in around 2010, but it's just about this normal businessman who lives under a bridge with a bunch of other weird characters.
Ah.
So they really are under the bridge.
This truly has been an Arakawa Under the Bridge.
What genre is that one?
It's a comedy anime. The manga is just really short chapters, and so the anime has 4 mini episodes per episode.
Oh, okay.
Something like that.
Yeah, I feel you. I've seen stuff like that before. It's kind of cool.
Let's see. And then go to somebody else while I decide on my last one.
Okay. CP Man, what's your underrated anime?
I would like to keep the theme we've had here of having 2, which I can do because there are 2 that come to mind. My first one, and I've only ever come across one other person, I think, in my time being as an anime fan online that's actually watched it.
Naruto.
I'm sure there's a bunch of other people that have, and the only person that I've come across that has watched it is Wishes, as a matter of fact, who people have heard on this podcast before, obviously. And it's Sakurako-san's Investigations. It's also known as The Beautiful Bones, and a corpse lies under Sakurako-san's feet. You know it as Dr. Bones and whatever the hell it is that you call it.
My nickname for it, so for AMQ, is how I help remember it, is a Dr. Bones' Beautiful Investigation about Bones or something. Yeah.
You know, I oh my god. Yeah, a friend of mine just calls it the Bones Show. So I get it. But I think it's a really, really good mystery anime. It looks phenomenal. I don't really get why I don't hear anybody talk about it or really say that they've watched it. It came out in 2015 or something. And as I said, the only person I've met that said they watched it is Wishes, and he didn't think it was all that. It's one of my favorite anime.
Also,
it's in my top 10 favorite anime.
So Wishes didn't like it.
I don't think he did. I mean, I meant if I said that earlier, I meant more as in has just seen it.
No, that's good. I'm going to add that to my plan to watch.
Yeah, I think it's really good. It's a very nice mystery show. They ended on a slight hint of a cliffhanger, which bothers me a little bit. I'd like to see them go back. The light novels that they're based on, there's about 11 of them out right now, and they're still running. So I would hope that at some point this show gets a season 2. I hope that it was popular enough, and yet for some reason I get this feeling it wasn't. But it's very good. And then the other one that I have is it's known as Bokura wa Mina Kawaiso, but I call it Kawaiso, and in English with its dub, it's known as the Kawaii Complex Guide to Misbehavior and
I've heard of this.
Something else. But it's a really very cute love story. It's short. It's a pretty nice depiction of 2 young high school children. And it's just an enjoyable watch. It's got a very, very, very animated cast of characters. It's got fun little stories told in each episode, and it's all about your 2 main characters getting closer to one another and beginning to like one another. And it's very sweet. It's very sweet, and it's just a fun watch in general if you like little slice of life romance anime, and it looks nice too. So there's that. That helps. But yeah, those are the two that I don't really see a lot of people talk about or hear them really say that they've watched at all. So hopefully, if somebody's hearing this in the podcast and they just heard about these two anime, Sakurako-san's Investigations and Bokurawa Mina Kawaiso, it makes them want to go watch them because they're both two anime that could really use the support because they could easily be revisited.
Yeah, that second one especially. I mean, I had heard about it, like the name specifically, but I knew nothing about it. So that definitely sounds kind of like it'd be in my wheelhouse. I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, it's a very nice, easy thing to sit down and watch, and it's not like in your face with its subject matter. So.
Okay.
And it's got a great OP done by Fana, so if you like the Kobayashi OP, you'll probably like this one too.
Ooh.
Perfect, even better.
But that's all that I have for you, Dark.
And where can you find those?
I believe they're both on Crunchyroll.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure, but I know for sure Sakurako-san, and the manga for Kawaiso is on Crunchyroll, so I can only assume the anime is as well.
Well, Karko, have you decided what your second's gonna be?
Yes, it's like very, very niche. I haven't heard anybody talk about it either. It's called My Hero Academia.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, what's that
Kidding.
one about?
That sounds terrible.
I'm kidding. My actual one is The Disastrous Life of Psyche K, which
Okay,
is
the guy
another.
with the pink hair, right?
Yeah, that one. It's another short comedy like thing. They originally released as like 3-minute episodes. They released them like every other day, but then they compiled them into 20-minute episodes.
Okay.
It stars-
Do they pick up directly, like after the 3-minute blips? Do they pick up directly after each other?
Yes, most of them do. They released like just every other day, and so it's a very, very like fast-paced show. Like it almost seems at time that it's like been sped up because of that, but like characters talk very quickly. But it stars a basically a godlike psychic character that can do essentially anything, and all he's trying to do is live a quiet life as
Oh,
just
wow.
a normal person, and everybody else who is usually normal people in his life just completely throw that off the rails.
Sounds like somebody else that we might know as a main character in an anime. Saitama, anybody?
Doesn't ring a bell. Can you please explain?
Oh, you know, he's some guy. Nobody knows who he is.
Yeah, just some dude.
Boy,
Like,
that's actually very interesting. I've heard a lot of good things about that show from the few people that have watched it.
Its second season just ended. I haven't finished it yet, but it's very good. Like in one of the first episodes, he changes everybody in the entire world's mind to think that pink hair is normal because he naturally had it, just so that he wouldn't be pointed out.
That's actually fantastic.
Yes.
It is.
Now, where can you find this?
I believe both of mine are on Crunchyroll.
Okay. As for mine, I think the first one that is really underrated, but is actually a bit of it's a fun ride. If you just need something to watch in a pinch, and you don't want to be committed to a long-term show, it's only 12 episodes. It's called Classroom of the Elite. It is
Okay.
a school anime, but I haven't seen another one like it. It revolves around the idea of students earning points and getting the freedom to use those points however they please, but also it involves like a lot of different ideas about making bargains and the sort of politics of it all, because the classes are ranked differently and there's quite a bit of competition between them. And it goes beyond the classroom. They had like an island survival arc at one point, but it didn't make a whole lot of sense, but it was just fun and interesting to see and well thought out. I don't
island
think it will get
survival
a
arc.
season 2, but it was, like I said, if you want something to watch and you're just in the mood for something, familiar genre but a little different, it's just 12 episodes. It's on Funimation. It's nice. It's a nice anime. Then I couldn't really think of a second too much, but I will say that the second half of All the Ramen in the Sky, also only a 12 or 13 episode anime, is actually really good and much better than the first half. The first half is okay with some good parts, but when they actually get to, it's a war anime, and when they actually get to the war, it actually picks up quite a bit and is much more interesting and just a lot more entertaining. And it's a pretty high quality production anime, so like the visual effects are nice, voice acting was nice, and it wasn't particularly tropey too much after the first half of the series. It was mostly original stuff that like I felt like I hadn't seen before. But that is called Alderamin on the Sky, also on Funimation.
Well, there you go. I'm surprised you didn't want to tell everyone to watch Aquarion Evil.
So CP Man is assuming I have his level of control about hearing anime I hate, but I have more patience than that.
I mean, that wasn't what I was trying to do at all. But thanks for reaming me in the middle of the podcast for no reason.
What a
Got him.
dick.
No, Aquarian Evil, not to go off too much of a tangent here, is legitimately a bad anime. Why have things like fulfilling character arcs and actual storytelling or backstory of the world itself? Well, we don't need any of that. You just need to know that it's the next entry in the Aquarion series, and nothing is original or new, just very flashy, and everything is exactly the same as the story of Aquarion, just not as good.
Maybe you should have followed the series and you would have known what was going on.
Yeah.
No, like, you literally don't need to watch the original Aquarion to know what happens in Aquarion Evil. It will go out of its way, like, 2 or 3 times to tell you, hey, Aquarion, it's this again. Everyone's just a reincarnation. Nothing else. Nothing else. Like, I'm not joking when I say there are major characters who have just these dangling story arcs.
I think you were
They
say
just-
dangling
they just
arms.
leave it.
What?
Well,
Wow.
Yeah, they just kind of leave it there, and it's just like, okay, series is over. We don't know what they feel, how they're after. Like, I don't want to get too spoiler, even though I did spoil that. Oh, there's reincarnations, but you could probably guess that honestly.
show ruined.
Cancel
But
all
like
anime.
they've had like major traumatic stuff happen to them because of their own actions, and then like they don't even pick up on that. You just see them. Oh, they're hanging out at the old school for piloting Aquarion, even though you never really seen them train ever, or any background information is provided. It's just called Neo de Ava or something of that, and it's really just, again, the whole anime is just visually flashy. They like to throw CGI models around, and that's really all there is to it.
Well, what, you don't like CGI models, Dark? Is that what it is? Is that what you're trying to say?
That anime sounds
I like-
bad in such a boring way. Like, I can't even think to make fun of it, honestly. It just sounds...
It really is, because like you'll watch the first couple episodes and be interested, but then you really kind of pick up around like episode 6 or 7.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, they're never gonna get around to explaining much of anything, are they? And then when they finally do get around to it, I believe there's 24 or 25 episodes. When they finally get around to it, you're really like, that's it? Like, that was kind of predictable, really, you know? Like, it's kind of obvious that everyone is just a reincarnation of the Aquarion characters. And then you realize, as you hear the original story of Aquarion summarized, they explain it like 2 or 3 times, too, that you really do realize that the original Aquarion story was about 10,000 times better than what they came up for Aquarion Evil.
And so the original Aquarion is, like, good then? Would you say that's worth checking out?
I haven't seen the original Aquarion, but from what I saw, if you don't mind like 90s anime or early 2000s, I can't remember. I've searched about the original Aquarion, but to me visually it looked like a late 90s anime.
Okay.
If you watch the original Aquarion and leave it there, you'd probably like it quite a bit. If you are exposed to either Aquarion Evol, and I suspect they have another new series too called like Aquarion Logos. I have heard absolutely nothing about Logos, good or bad, but I would put money on it honestly that Aquarion Logos is probably pretty sucky too, and that like basically it's people writing out the name of Aquarion.
Oh, what a negative way to look at things, Dark. Jeez. Maybe it's
Joe
actually
likes
amazing.
it. Smiling Joe 125, he likes it, and I'm just
Oh,
kind
there
of
you go.
like, did we watch the same thing?
Guess you bring up a good point there. It is Joe. But yeah, wow. So we went from talking about underrated anime to talking about terrible anime. What a world. What a great segue.
I must be honest.
Speaking of, go ahead.
Let's be honest. All anime is terrible at its core. If you
Oh, well.
boil it down.
Yeah, who the hell even watches anime?
The concept of anime, I think, is one of the most disgusting things I think I've ever heard. I don't know.
So, we've talked about rating things, and we just finished up a discussion about what I consider, at least personally, to be a terrible anime. Let's talk about something else that we think is kind of terrible, but no one else does. What is a video game that you just think is absolutely overrated? You can't get into it. You don't understand how it has the following that it does. Karka, would you like to go first?
Sure. I think my pick was probably Enter the Gungeon off the top of my head. It's
Okay,
like I
okay.
play like only roguelikes, but it's like super popular in the roguelike community, but I just cannot get over the gameplay. It's just not good.
Okay, and that's a recently released one too,
I
right?
believe so. I think it came out a couple years ago.
Yeah, it's
They've had a
pretty
couple-
new.
Yeah, they have a couple DLCs, I believe.
I know it just came to Switch, I think, a couple months ago.
I went back to try out the new DLC that released like a week ago, and it's still not good.
Was it a free update, or did you pay for that?
It's a free
disappointment?
update.
Okay.
I would not be paying for a DLC for this game.
What about yourself, Shin?
For mine tends to fall more into like a genre of video games, I guess, than any specific title.
That works.
I never really got the crazy appeal for a lot of the like side-scrolling beat-em-ups that will come and go. Like, you know, like the Streets of Rage, or more recently the infamous Shaq Fu, things like that. It's just they all feel so like samey to me. It's just like a different coat of paint on the exact same game, and I'm not sure how that genre kind of continues to exist. Like the sole exception probably being Castle Crashers, which was great, but then it's like I play every other one. It's like, oh look, it's worse Castle Crashers, you know. I never really, I just never got it. I guess it never clicked with me personally.
I remember Castle Crashers. That was actually a fun game.
Oh, it was, yeah. It was, you know, like what made that. I feel like that game was great despite like the style of game it was, more than anything else.
I don't think it was like saturated as a genre then either.
That's true, and that is the thing. I mean, it's like at the end of the day, it's not like the most milked genre, like how like you know online shooters were for a while and things like that. It's just whenever one comes out, I'm confused. It's like, why are we even like talking about this? Like this doesn't. Nothing about this seems exciting to me.
What about you, CP man?
Well, as I've stated before multiple times on the podcast, as the black sheep of podcast members, I don't play video games.
Yeah.
I mean, I have video games, but I just rarely touch them.
You just go home
I've-
and stay bored.
No, I find other things to do, you know. But games that like that I don't like that other people do, I can tell you, there isn't a whole hell of a lot I don't like. I don't really like playing real-time strategy games, but I understand why other people like playing them, and I don't like playing them because I'm not good at them. So that's not really answering your question. So that's really I don't have a very good answer for this.
You did make me think of another one though with RTSs. It's not an RTS itself, but I actually completely cannot stand League or Dota. Like just that style of game in
Yeah.
general is just so
I didn't really get into those much.
horrible, and like the communities are toxic, and the game itself isn't even that fun. And it's like I do not get how they have blown up in the way that they have. Like usually a lot of the like quote unquote esport kind of games that like come out, I kind of see at least the core of what makes them so much fun, but with those specifically, I could just I can never wrap my head around the MOBA craze.
Yeah, it's weird.
For me personally, it's also a genre, though I can name two specific games, really. Is the whole Battle Royale. I just can't get into it. Like Fortnite, meh. Totally Accurate Battlegrounds, meh. Like, I'm just kind of like, there's 100 people in this match. You run into 5 of them. they either kill you before you even really know where they are, precisely, so to speak. Like, you just get sniped. You might be like, oh, they're on that hill over there, but then you're trying to zoom in to find them, you get killed, and then you just find another match just to rinse and repeat as you go on a huge map that you don't get to explore, that constantly shrinks, right?
So what I'm getting from that is you don't like those games because you're bad at them.
No, like I said, I'm not even, like, I haven't played enough of them to be, like, good or bad at them. Like, I've played around with Fortnite, I've played around with Totally Accurate Battlegrounds. I have, like, less than an hour in each of them.
I gotcha.
And I'm just kind of like, it never grabs me. It never grabs me. I'm just kind of like, and I'm like, this is the thing that's sweeping the gaming right now, really? Like, this is not, this is not engaging for me.
Yeah, I used to, for like the last couple months, I played Fortnite like a lot. But then like in the past like month, I've just been, I've turned around and now I hate battle royales again.
Fortnite definitely is a bit of a slow burn for me, where it's like, I won't touch the game for maybe 2 or 3 weeks, and all of a sudden I'll just get the urge, and it's like, ooh, I could go for that, and then for like a week, maybe I'll be really back into it and just tied down.
Yeah, it's like, it's not a bad game.
No, it's...
I played it once. It was weird. I don't get why people got so addicted to it, because I played it once when it came out on the Switch. I played a single round of it, and the weather killed me, and then I never played it again.
You gotta run away from that.
That's
I never found anybody, and the weather killed me, and I was like, oh, okay, well, I don't know why the fuck I just did this.
Well, no, yeah.
And so I haven't played it against it.
That's the whole point, though, is like the weather is closing in. You're not supposed to, like, it sounds like you weren't, like, there's a circle, basically, that shrinks on the map. You want to try to stay inside of that.
I was moving around, don't get me wrong. Yeah, it's not like I was staying in one place.
The concept, CP, man.
Basically, I'm saying you're a damned fool.
I think I would like that kind of game if there was not weather killing you, but I guess at that point the games would probably never end. So, I understand. I get it.
All I'm saying is fight me IRL 1v1. Let's go.
I didn't find anybody, and I jumped off the edge of the map and died. 0 out of 10.
Well, this is clearly the world's greatest collection of Fortnite players, between Weatherman, the guy who hasn't played an hour, and this cliff diver over there. But like, yeah, just like as a whole, I'm just kind of like, there's supposed to be like 100 people in the match or whatever, and I'm like, feels like there's 5, maybe, sometimes 3. And it's just like I can't get into that particular thing.
No, that's fair.
Clearly, video games suck. Well, I mean,
every one of them. Video games suck almost as much as anime. It's all terrible.
Who the hell watches anime, plays video games? Let's just all watch
the worst kind of people, clearly.
Let's watch the same 4 sitcoms just again for the rest of our lives.
Well, watch Big Bang Theory, and Friends, and How I Met Your Mother, and Seinfeld all the fucking time.
I feel personally attacked.
I will watch Everybody Loves Raymond and The Office until the day I die. Damn it.
Well, Everybody Loves Raymond's great.
Raymond's pretty
damn the same, but
so
The Office and Parks and Rec for me.
I've still never really seen Parks and Rec. I've seen like an episode of it.
It's like really good. Just skip the first season.
That's what everyone says.
It's the Fortnite of sitcoms.
It's the Fortnite of
does feel that way.
I'm not sure
like
how to grab that statement. I'm not. That's it's an interesting comparison.
100 Seinfeld
Everyone
characters.
loves it, but we can't get into it.
100 Seinfeld characters jump out of a plane.
Oh God!
Only one can survive.
It would be fucking Newman. Let's be honest. That's how that ends. But, no, what's it called? The one actually, I guess my quote-unquote Fortnite of sitcoms would have to be Community. Like, I recognize that it's probably a genius show, but I've tried to watch that so many times, and I can't.
Community? I haven't heard of that one.
It's about a bunch of adults that go to community college, and it's... From what I gathered, it was kind of structured similarly, like the camera work and stuff was kind of similar to, like, 30 Rock. It seemed... like good, like technically, and everyone always raves about it, but I really wasn't crazy about it.
So if we're all good with that, we'll
you know,
move on to the next.
I'm just gonna end it on this. If you're looking to move on, all I know is that if it's a show that was made at 30 Rock, I probably don't give a shit.
Well, I was talking about the show 30 Rock. CP man.
Well,
Keep up.
I was talking about the fact that these shows are made at 30 Rock, but you know, I not the show itself, but the building.
What's wrong with the building?
It's just all these shows come out of there. That's NBC. That's NBC. I guess it was my hipster way of referring to NBC. Sorry.
Oh.
I'm a real piece of garbage.
I'm shaking
Move
my
on,
head at
Dark
you from
Trennow.
behind my mic.
Oh, pain. I'm in pain.
Okay, so if we're all good with that, we'll move on to the next thing here. So, summer is wrapping up. Is there anything that you are desperately trying to get in before you have to either go start another semester at college or suffer through fall weather and its corresponding allergies?
I'm trying to get up to my cottage at least one last time. I'm going on a 5 or 6 day fishing trip with a few friends next week, which will be exciting. But besides that, not really much. I mean, I haven't been to college in a while, so really the fall is just like the summer but with a sweater for me. So there's not like some ultimatum essentially where it's like, oh, if I don't do this by now, then all the free time is dead.
No expiration date for you.
Exactly. Life is one gigantic summer vacation.
It's negative 30 degrees outside.
Yes.
We just switch and go down the road with some swim shorts on. It's still summer for me.
You know, honestly, it's a non-0% chance that would happen at some point.
What about you, CP man? Is there anything you're desperately looking to cram in before the fall weather kicks in?
No. As a matter of fact, I'm looking forward to the full weather. So.
Oh, okay. Are you a frequent sweater wearer?
No. Nope. No, I'm not.
So, CP man, why do you seem to like the objectively worst part of the year?
Because it's just fresh getting out of my least favorite part of the year. Eventually the sun will start going down, earlier, which I'm a big fan of. It will not be as hot. And things just genuinely kind of look nice when everything's getting all red.
Yeah, I get it. I
like
also
the
love to
leaves
watch
and
nature
everything.
die every year. It's cool.
Yeah, it's fun because I know it's going to come back better than ever, so it's interesting to watch now. But also, the fall brings along with it some good times. Halloween's cool. I like to go get candy 50% off the next day.
Halloween's
And,
dead.
Oh,
who cares,
Halloween
man? I'll
will
take the
never
corporate
die,
shit from it.
actually. I'm with him on this one.
And it's just it's that's cool, and I like to watch people go around having fun in their costumes. It's just nice, it's a nice reminder that there's some nice things in life. It's just that, it's just who cares?
I'll give you that one. Halloween is definitely the best holiday of the year. I love Halloween so much.
Well, I'm very indifferent to holidays at this point, but yeah, it's a nice one. I get why it's got its popularity,
Every holiday of the year, CP man wakes up, looks out the window, and says, "Meh," closes the curtain.
Unless somebody invites me to do something, yes, that is almost 100% how it
You
goes.
can come to my Halloween house party this year if you want. I go to one every single
I'll
year.
show up.
Aw.
I'll show up dressed in a costume, and you won't know who it is. But even if I wasn't in a costume, you probably wouldn't know who I was either if I
Perfect.
didn't talk to you. So it'll be great.
I don't know. I feel like I would just have a sense about it. Like I'd be like, I know this guy. It's
I'm
him.
walking around in
Unless-
like a sheet. I'm just wearing a sheet and not talking, and I'm just standing around.
Perfect.
We'll just have our first ever Toradora Discord server meetup at Shin's house for Halloween party.
Oh no, I don't know.
Big fat awesome Halloween party.
Sounds like a plan. I don't know if my house could handle everyone.
All that weeb in one concentrated place. Oh, the building's gonna collapse.
The building's kind of already
When it-
collapsing, which is the best part.
It's gonna be worse.
When it collapses and kills us all, some onlooker from the street is just like, "Ah, good, 30 dead weeaboos, good start."
Finally, God has answered our prayers.
Like marking off our faces.
The national anthem starts playing in the background.
What about you, Karko? You got any big summer plans you're desperately trying to cram in?
Not really.
Let me
Man,
rephrase
everyone's
that
so
question. When was the
boring.
last time you left your house, Carco?
But I left today. I got this new headset because I sat on my other pair.
Here we go.
Wait, I
I
never.
used to have a dog that did that with the 360 headsets.
Oh man,
I went through 3 of those.
that reminds me. This is kind of off topic, but my brother one time used like the original Xbox as a stepping stool
Ugh.
and completely
Wow.
busted it.
Ugh.
That's hilarious.
The original Xbox was so cool too.
It was such. That was like a decade worth of memories.
Rest in peace.
Was there a game inside it?
I don't think so.
Okay. So you did like put your brother out to pasture after he did that?
Yeah,
right?
definitely.
Oh, good.
Took
He
him
will
around
never hear
back,
the
showed
end
him
of
the
it.
truth. Hey, Dark, are you doing anything before the fall comes
Yeah.
out?
Dark.
Well, I took some summer classes and worked a lot this summer.
Nerd.
And you for sure know, CP Man, I have been really, really exhausted from doing all this crap because I don't usually get breaks for college. I'm pretty much always taking a class on all the long ones. Or
This man
doing
does not
something.
waste any time.
And so like I'm getting a nice 2-week break in between the end of summer 2, which is just at the time of this recording, it should be in 3 days. It'll be over, and then I'll work that weekend, drive home, and then I'll get a nice 2 weeks to be at home before the fall semester starts. So I am looking forward to that.
There you go. Gotta love that. Gotta love little breaks, man. They are God's blessing on this wonderful world. Let me tell you.
It's the Konosuba of.
I'm just disgusted myself saying that. Why can't things get not weeby for a second? Fuck me.
Oh man.
Dear God.
Oh. I'm so sorry.
But CP Man, you brought something to my mind. You came out of retirement from animemusicquiz.com because of certain
after a
two
few
people
days, 'cause
who
you-
may or may not, or may definitely for sure 100% may definitely be here today on this podcast. Crushed you in a match.
Yeah.
Here to
You
give
crushed
some
me.
thoughts on this.
All right, look, everybody. What happened is in our Discord server. When I joined the Discord server a few days after I did, they introduced me to Anime Music Quiz, like guys like Joe and Big Head and them. They introduced me. I went and I played with them and Wishes and whatever, and I was really terrible. I couldn't score a point to save my life. Now I beat everybody pretty badly. And
That's not true. I can think of an event about
shut
a
up.
day or
Shut
two
up.
ago.
No, okay, look.
Oh, let's hear
it
it.
got to the point where I decided that I didn't want to play anymore because I was tired of making everybody feel bad because I was beating them.
Oh.
So I was like, all right, you know what, I'm done.
That's what happened.
But I did extend an opportunity that if anybody could beat me 2-on-1, I would come back to the game. Now, Bahamut, or however you say his name, Bahamut and Big Head took me on. I defeated them in the 2-on-1 situation. Then I faced Dark Trennow and Carco 11 2-on-1, and they defeated me 29 points to 23.
We kicked your butt.
And I'm a man of my word. And I came back to Anime Music. Look, okay, the fact that I scored 23 points and it took 2 of you to score 6 more than
Listen.
that, in and of itself is ridiculous. But I was
Dark
a man
only
of my
scored like
word.
4 or 5 of those.
He
That's
scored.
crap. I
He
scored like 9.
yeah, he scored like 9 or 10 actually. But still, I outscored you both if we were playing a normal game.
You weren't even that good, Carco, because you were just your crap list was holding us back.
Listen.
You didn't even get any JoJo OP, so we didn't even have your bonus.
Fucking god damn it! There's 7 of them, and it's always Durarara.
Yeah, and then the
JoJo
18
OPs when we
Toradoras
play
come
with
up.
you. Ever.
Then I did like a practice match before I did the round against CP Man, and I got like 4 JoJo OPs.
And then he didn't get any when we played, and I beat him again.
Yeah.
So it's like, that's just how things normally go. See, even in losing, I still have the highest score. But either way, it was a fun little retirement, and it sucks that you guys pulled me out of it, but you know what? Now I can just go back to making everybody feel bad. So when Big Head decides that he's going to dip his entire body in silver out of anger, it's your fault, not mine.
Has anyone actually expressed any frustration to you for your supposed alleged state of ever winning?
Yes!
Like who?
Yes! Big Head did, and he's like the number one person of doing it. He just spams silver medals.
Dragging Big Head through the mud. When he's
No,
not even
I love
here.
Big Head. I love Big Head. I'm just trying to explain to you that he's like the number one person that has to deal with this.
Section after Big Head
And you know, Big Head doesn't frickin' wishes, always bitches about what comes up. He's like, why is him, oh my god, I'm playing against CP-Man here, and the same 4 or 5 like random harem ecchi shows come up, and I have to guess which one it is.
It's true though.
You know, and he does it every fucking time.
There's
he calls
so
me P-Man, and it pisses me the fuck off. And, you know, and then I'm sitting here and I'm like, you know, screw you, I won anyway, who cares? I know your list, learn mine. You know, but whatever.
What does he call you?
He calls me P-Man.
Oh,
he calls
man.
He calls me P-Man.
There's
I'm
so...
like, you son of a bitch.
I hope you know what you just did.
There's so much slice of life garbage.
That's what they all say, like, and then it's like, okay, sorry I watch Slice of Life. Sorry I'm a simple guy that likes fucking simple things.
Alright.
I apologize.
Calm down, P-Man. It's gonna be okay.
Oh!
Like, Wishes is the last person to sit there and complain about a list.
Exactly. I've never given him a hard time for his apparent
stumped
taste.
by his own list. The only person worse than him about that is Joe.
Yeah, Joe's on an entire different planet.
Joe can literally score no points off of his own list.
You all are just burning every bridge here.
For real. I'm glad I don't play this game. It's like you lose all your fucking friends and loved ones to it.
Because he's like, I'm not even going to know it. And it'll be from my list. He'll say that.
Oh my god. And that's why we blame Joe whenever games don't go well, even though he's not even there sometimes, but we blame him. But no,
yes,
you know,
please join our Discord server where we trash you for not being good at anime music quiz, a Flash game from 2000.
No, really, please do, so I can find somebody that actually beats me already, so I can stop feeling like a god. Please,
hey,
I want
Carco,
someone to
do you
knock me
remember
down.
when we beat a P-Man over there?
Oh,
when was that? Can you remind me?
people disgust me.
It's like a day or two ago?
Yeah, like a day or two ago. I think it was 2 days to be exact.
Dude, it's freaking crazy.
Look, alright, look, it's very easy to beat me when everything is like something I've never heard of or a ton of mech. Okay, so
you
it's
say
like,
I
what am
have
gonna
like a
do?
ton of mech. There are 3 mechas on my search.
Oh yeah, and I'm sitting there and Evangelion opens up the freaking game, and then Calling of the Frogs closes the game, and it's like, what do you, whatever.
Just give me JoJo, man.
Yeah, give him JoJo so I can sit there and go, wow, this is just amazing.
Hey all, if you all like JoJo, click the link in the description.
Yeah, to go to the
Are you shilling your server? Get out of here. Go home. It took me a second. I was like, what the hell is he talking about?
There was just like a period of silence where I thought I was going to get away with that.
That's funny. I don't think I see Dio Brando in the thumbnail. I think that's Taiga.
You could check again. You thought it was Taiga.
Oh, sorry. I set him up for the joke, everybody. My bad. Oh, God. But yeah, anime music quiz sucks. We should all just forget it exists.
But you know who hasn't played enough anime music quiz?
Yes.
I've never played it, not even once. Because
play with us.
I'm a man of taste and culture. I will never
That means you
touch
should have a great time playing.
the fucking game of the plebeians.
Join my server's team for it, because I can't find anybody.
Whoa. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what that is that you're talking about there, Karka.
Oh, is that a secret?
All this shilling going on. I don't know. Feeling a little
'Cause I put it in-
uncomfortable
Yeah,
here,
what the hell?
guys.
Because I put it in an announcement on my server, so it's not really like...
Okay, that's okay. Look, all right, this is not the place nor the time. Hey, Dark Trennow, what are we going to talk about next?
I wanted to talk about how Toradora just absolutely blows this little anime called JoJo out of the water.
Yeah, what?
Yeah, you know
Alright, well,
what?
thanks
I
for
have a lot to
tuning
say
into
about
the
this.
This is
Toradora
just-
podcast,
And
everyone.
JoJo's
my
crazy
prime
journey or whatever.
example is we have Taiga and they don't.
Jar Jar's
Like, can you-
Cookie Quest.
Can you believe? Can you believe that they actually have a song dedicated to how like they live in a really crazy and noisy town? Like, who the fuck wants to celebrate the fact that that's a thing? Who wants to sing about that? Like, you should be ashamed that your town is that way. I don't know. You know, maybe I just don't understand. Maybe I'm not on like that intellectual level. You know, I just don't get it. Well, you know, whatever.
You really do
God,
have to have a very high IQ to understand the series.
Yeah.
Oh, and this is
Understand,
why
you know
I'll
what,
never
look-
join your server.
You already have. You
How
joined
did
the
y'all get
UDN.
partnered with us again?
They filled out the appropriate forms.
Yeah. I figure there's got to be. I would really like to actually see Shin type up like a nice application, and then like Shin and Wishes and Xerax sit around and review it and decide. Yeah, we can. Partner with
Actually,
these guys.
there is an application, but we didn't formulate it.
Yeah.
And technically,
I
they
do that
didn't
one.
partner with us. We, if I'm being honest, I'll be real here. We partnered with them because, like,
No.
Karko here started the whole network of servers that we have.
Did he really?
Yep.
Yeah.
Wow,
I
what a
thought Karko
nice
was
guy.
just a young
No,
shit
he's
husband.
the head of the network. I will say
Oh, wow.
I was against joining the network at first, but I regret my decision. I'm glad I was wrong.
Got him. I still regret you joining.
Ouch.
I'm kidding. Love you.
You're just Max. We're the most active server in your network.
It's
We're also
true.
the best anime in the network.
It's also true.
Hey.
I used to do all the owners voted on decisions, but it's so difficult to get any owner to do anything.
I'll say I feel like 90% of our server chat is just me and you going back and forth talking shit about people.
Yeah, pretty much. We just talked about
Are we in the
Toradora for a
same
while.
Toradora Discord?
No, so there's a private server for the network
Of
leaders.
Yeah.
And
Well,
for our
I don't-
server, me and Wishes are the representatives for it.
Yeah, I have a
course,
link
the
to it in my
bourgeoisie over
server,
here.
so anyone can join, but like I just never gave that link out to people.
They don't need it. They're fucking
Yeah,
kids.
so it's
You don't want
Just
to
toss
bother
me
with
it.
these.
Just toss me it.
I bet you guys just have fun standing on your perches, looking down at the little people.
Oh, we do.
just discussing your
Yeah.
kingdoms and talking
It-
about
it-
you should have seen what this one dirty commoner Mercedes said the other day. Oh, it was hilarious.
You figured us out.
Dude, it's
Yeah. What was? Go ahead.
we totally have more than one conversation a week in there.
Oh yeah. 90% of the server isn't just notifications of people joining the server.
Yeah.
Speaking of Merseni, when was the last time? Have you made up with Muppet Voice Merseni after Shin? That was your first encounter with the Muppet Voice.
I have made up with the text Merseni, but I will never make up with that fucking Muppet. Not once.
What? Can somebody explain?
Merseni, when he does voice chat, uses a filter that makes him sound like Elmo, basically.
Oh, I've heard that.
It's terrible.
I don't think he uses a filter. I can't help but think he's
I think
really
he just
just
does
throwing
it,
his
yeah.
voice out of whack.
There's no way he could do his voice like that consistently. It has to be a filter.
We're gonna test this.
Oh, don't worry, we'll find out.
Guys, it's me, Merseni. How's it going? Oh my god, oh wow. Hey, fuck me, right? This is how I fucking talk now. God damn, suck my dick.
Oh shit, that is funny as fuck. Oh.
So we're at 53 minutes here. Is there any last topic you guys want to discuss before we give our any shout outs or anything?
Yeah, because
And-
guys, we gotta stop. 'Cause
Yeah.
Dark Shadow really does not want to edit this.
Yeah.
Yes, actually, I'd like to take this moment to talk to you all about our
do.
Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. If you would just actually sign up on my website here, we can get you set up with my church of Mormonism.
Oh.
I forgot what's the real church shit. I forgot the actual name for the Church of Mormon. That deflated
Uh,
fast.
the
the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day
Latter-day
Saints.
Yeah,
Saints.
join that.
Yeah,
There you go. Here to shill.
Let's all move to Salt Lake City.
I constantly live in Salt Lake City whenever I have to talk to Wishes on the server about his taste.
Oh,
My
why
final
couldn't there have been a
topic.
whole section of that?
My final topic is that Kaon sucks. Thank you all for joining.
Ooh, hot take. Do you actually hate Kaon?
Of the
Yes, I actually
God.
hate Kaon.
Really? What do you hate about it?
Wishes just popped the blood vessel.
It's just,
I'm pretty sure Hip just died a little inside.
it's just, I don't like it. It's like nothing happens. And I can handle slice of life shit that nothing happens, but there's just something about it.
Have you seen the CP Man?
Oh,
Because it is slice of life. Sounds like something you'd be down. to.
no, actually, I have not watched K-On! And I don't have plans to either. But one day, perhaps.
It's not bad. I mean, he is right. Nothing really does happen. Like, I kept waiting for, like, it to go, like, a Love Live direction or something where they actually start making music. And then it just kind of keeps idling.
I thought you were gonna say I was just waiting for it to get dark and for someone to die, and I was like, whoa.
I don't think anyone dies in Love Live. Spoiler alert, but Love Live is
Oh
not
shit!
dark.
Well, now I don't have to watch it.
More like Love Dead.
All that died in Love Live was my respect for... Okay. That hurt a little bit.
Shit, I'm sorry. What were you gonna say?
Honestly, that
I'm
joke
very
sums
curious.
up what I was gonna say. Basically, all that died when I watched Love Live was my own self-respect.
Oh, man. Hey, you know what? I just gotta say, man, Cece's pizza, pasta salad, and dessert buffet. I gotta tell you, that, I still am disgusted about all that, which if you've listened to a
magical
prior
place.
podcast, you'd know.
I
My God.
don't listen to the podcast you're on.
Oh, completely understandable. You know what? Hey, look, apparently nobody else does either with my almost 100 views.
Almost 100, huh? We're exaggerating now, I see.
Oh no. I'll leave this parting shot from me, Dark. I'm so glad that we were able to almost go the entire podcast without a certain thing getting mentioned, and I really want to say I'm very appreciative of everybody's self-control, and I really am impressed, guys. And
we're talking about
you're all good
citrus?
people.
I just want to say before we get the rant going here, I actually was not gonna mention it, CP man.
I was trying to resist the urge.
I was so,
And I did not goad Shin in any way. This is his own volition.
I was fucking gassing you guys up, and I was saying thank you, and I was complimenting you all, calling you all gentlemen and scholars, and you go and do this shit right when we're about to end the podcast. You know what? If I ever have to deal with a moment like this on this podcast again after this episode going forward, I will go out and I will torch my local orange farms. And I will make sure that everybody loses their fucking produce.
Oranges aren't
And I will
citrus.
go to the store.
I've got news.
I will
Lemons.
go to the store and I will just fucking stab everybody. Okay?
Well, I got bad news for you. I don't know if you know this, so maybe I'll explain. Citrus actually isn't about oranges. So Citrus is this show about these two sisters that slowly... It's really romantic. Have you ever watched it?
Okay, so why is it named Citrus? Because I get it's lesbian.
This was not supposed to become a discussion topic.
But why? Where does the name? What does
So
citrus represent?
I think
in the
it's citrus
story?
because it's a metaphor. Because it's such a fresh and innovative love story. It's just you don't see something that beautiful that often. It's this taboo thing. It's just like when you eat an orange, you just get this fresh taste in your mouth of this is like a brand new day. I'm so optimistic, which is exactly how I feel when I talk with CP Man about citrus. It's like, man, what a passionate, great subject. Today's gonna be a good day. I'm gonna go get myself a big glass of orange juice.
God, I haven't drank orange juice in so long. I miss it.
It's
Same.
pretty delicious, just like citrus.
I watched one episode of Citrus. 10 out of 10.
Yes.
Didn't have to even watch the rest. Automatic 10 out of 10. Moving on.
All right, guys. You know what? I'm going to tell you right now. I've already spoken. I've already let the person know. But at my funeral, during the eulogy, you're all getting reamed. That's all I'm saying.
Oh.
You've already let them know? Who, like the
50
the
years from
funeral
now,
parlor?
I get a letter in the mail, and it's just like, hey, I know you probably don't remember this guy you used to make a podcast with.
Hey, don't
but
worry,
he
man.
just- let
Every
me tell you, he
podcast
just
going
roasted
forward,
the crap out of you at his funeral and his eulogy.
everyone going forward, where you continue to bring this up, shaves like 15 years off you getting that letter. So don't worry.
Man, you're fucking us up more than those sisters fucked in citrus.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I personally want to thank you for listening to the Toradora podcast, minus those last 5 minutes. Thank you so much.
Do they actually fuck?
I'm CP Man version 2.
You gotta
That
watch it
was
and find
Carco
out.
11. That was
Well.
Shin. And this is Dark Trennow. And I think that's it.
It's been great.
Yeah,
Yep.
pretty much.
Been great talking to everyone.
Hey
Also,
guys,
citrus isn't actually good.
Crap, I forgot my joke. Move on.
Well, you have 50 seconds to think of it.
Do I have 50 seconds?
Well, I'm at 59:11 right now.
Oh shit.
Oh, 40 seconds. The pressure's on.
We're counting down. Oh, hey everybody. Well, while I'm thinking of this joke, there's a really cool server in the description, and it's not Toradora.
Nope.
So come join. We're gonna be doing a rewatch of Citrus in the next couple weeks with these guys from the Citrus server.
I'm gonna see if Wishes will let me switch the server name to Citrus just for like a day or two.
Well, this has been another episode of the Toradora Discord Servers podcast. I'd like to thank everyone for watching, as CP Man V2 has mentioned. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you to Karko and Shin for being here with us today, and we'll see you next time to talk about more great things. Be sure to join our server, Toradora, where we really just talk about Darling in the Franks. Thank you.
Bye, guys.
Goodbye.